Why make it thinner, then spend money to make it thicker again?
They're creating a problem just to sell the solution.
No one asked for a phone that's this hard to hold.
When Apple released the slim iPhoneAir last year, along with a MagSafe battery pack, comments like this quickly appeared. Before we talk about battery capacity, let's rewind for a moment. Interestingly, there was a time when we didn't worry much about phone batteries. Remember the Nokia? People used to say it could last 10 days on a single charge. There was even a meme about someone finding one in a drawer 20 years later with 70% battery still remaining. So what changed? First, the display. Old phones had tiny monochrome LCD screens that consumed very little power. So how has that changed? Just turning on the screen alone demands at least 10 times more energy than before. Second, background tasks. Background tasks are all the things your phone does even when you're not looking at it. In the past, it only handled calls and text messages. So what about now? Your smartphone is essentially a small computer operating continuously. Third, application processor performance. The AP, or application processor, is the semiconductor chip that acts as the brain inside your smartphone. Older phones ran perfectly fine on simple processors. Modern iPhones use powerful chips like the A19 Pro, handling photos, video, gaming, and AI all at once. As performance increases, power consumption increases too. That's inevitable. The reason we worry about battery life is simple. Our phones are doing far more than they ever did before. Now let's get to the main point. You've hit like and subscribe, right? We may criticize Apple for battery capacity, but we also need to give them credit. Apple is one of the companies that fundamentally changed the design direction of smartphone batteries with the pouch-type battery. This video is not brought to you by Apple, by the way. In the past, most phone batteries used rigid metal can structures. They were stable, but difficult to shape freely, which made internal space utilization inefficient. Starting with the first iPhone in 2007, Apple adopted pouch-type batteries. This structure wraps a gel-type electrolyte in thin aluminum film, allowing more flexible shapes and better use of internal space. To gain even 1 millimeter more room, Apple designed L-shaped batteries that extend into leftover space next to the camera module. That's how seriously they approached battery design. So why does it feel like smartphone battery technology hasn't progressed much? Because smartphones put batteries in a much harsher environment. First, cooling system. EV batteries use liquid cooling systems to regulate heat. Smartphones do not. They rely on passive heat dissipation through the aluminum frame. When overheating occurs, you can literally feel the heat in your hand. EVs are typically charged once or twice a week, usually overnight for several hours. Smartphones are different. They cycle through charging and discharging multiple times a day. We use them while plugged in. From the battery's perspective, there's almost no rest. Third, voltage stability. This is the most critical factor. If a smartphone's voltage drops below a certain level, the device shuts off immediately. High-nickel batteries offer high energy density, but they can be more sensitive in voltage stability. When temperatures drop, voltage can suddenly dip. Ever had your iPhone shut off unexpectedly in winter? Chemistries that aggressively push energy density, like high-nickel systems, are more prone to this behavior. Ultimately, it's a trade-off. Do you increase capacity and accept instability, or reduce capacity for better safety and stability? Apple chose the latter. Avoiding potential safety risks is non-negotiable. Even if it means some inconvenience, a safer battery is the better choice. The iPhoneAir reduced battery capacity to 3,149 mAh, about 1,500 mAh less than the Pro Max, to achieve a thinner design. That sparked controversy, especially among those nostalgic for the Nokia battery era. But Apple hasn't ignored battery innovation. Since around 2018, the company has been recruiting battery engineers and filing related patents. So what are they actually working on? Apple is researching higher silicon content in anodes for future products. For more details, check out the silicon battery video linked above. Apple is also evaluating carbon nanotubes as conductive additives to enhance battery material performance. Next, solid-state batteries. Recently, one of Apple's battery suppliers announced plans for mass production of solid-state batteries. There is growing speculation that future iPhones could adopt them. And what about the farther future? What if the frame itself became part of the battery structure? What if ultralight cells were distributed throughout the device? It may sound unrealistic. For now, improving software efficiency, like optimizing iOS for better power management, or expanding charging infrastructure in cafes, subways, and public spaces may be more practical solutions. The EV industry is heading the same way. Even carrying a MagSafe battery pack is an option. But who knows? Ideas we once thought were impossible sometimes become reality. What kind of battery do you think represents the future? Subscribe, and we'll be back with deeper battery dives.